Hello everyone, welcome to Green Dragons Gaming Club. Without us, they never feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. So again, we're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. And if you're in the area, so northern Delaware, Allentown, South Jersey, all the way even out to Harrisburg, we have one gentleman who comes and joins us monthly from Bloomsburg. So we're friendly, we're good, we play every game under the sun. I've kind of geared all this towards Ninth Age, and just come on out and have fun with us, because to us, it's not saying we're not competitive, because we are. At the same time, it's more important to sit down, enjoy a good game for what it is, and have a beer, and just relax. So, as I've said in a few other videos, as we've been preparing for Brawlers Bash, and then all of a sudden, another tournament came up locally over here in Baltimore called Battle Cry, who's actually being the TO is actually someone who joins us from time to time, Chris, and we're really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, because of the short notice of the tournament, not all of us can make it. So actually, it looks like about 3 of us out of my group are going to be going down. Myself, it's funny, the guy from Jersey and the guy from Bloomsburg will be people going down, and those of us that are easily commutable, such as myself, are the ones that unfortunately probably are going to be missing it. But we all have families and other obligations. But if you're in the Baltimore area or just local out in Maryland, check it out. It's at Titan Hobbies and Games, or Titan Games and Hobbies. I forget which one it is, but it's right there in when the town starts with the letter L. It's just north, just outside Baltimore. And definitely look them up. Look it up on the Ninth Age website as well, and it's Battle Cry. So this tournament that I'm going to is much different than Brawlers. This one is pretty much straight out of the Ninth Age rule books. The scenarios are going to be straight up. There's nothing screwy going on. It's actually going to be geared towards the 4,500 points. And, it's going to be fun. I'm taking my dwarves again. However, just to try to get some practice with different play styles and different armies, my buddy Ryan asked me to play my Kingdom of Equitaine list rather than my dwarves, just because I've been playing dwarves so frequently, and he knows exactly what they look like. And hey, I think that's a wonderful idea. I need to start working on a Beast Herd list, in which case I'll be proxying a bunch of those models. But I'm going to see what I can do, because I actually have a lead on how to get some of those models too. So here we are, Orcs and Goblins versus King of Equitaine, a 4,500 point army. And there's his list going from left to right. I know I don't put the things in the details and things like that. I apologize. I'm going to start doing that after this battle report. So anyway, he's got a Gargantula. He's got what is that? A Git launcher, a large unit of orcs with crossbows, rock trolls to the 4+ armor, 4+ ward save. His BSB is a little white mounted on a pig. He's got, trying to see what else he's got. He's got another Git launcher over there, and then he's got 2 Mangler wrecking teams. One's on the right flank, one's all the way on the left flank. He's got the Feral Orcs, and his general and his shaman is going to be in there. So we started doing one here, one there, and then he's like, I'm dropping everything. I'm like, all right, which was unfortunate for me because I really wanted a dice roll. Even though as Equitaine, I always go with the ward safe bonus for strength rather than armor piercing. And the reason why, and I was getting a conversation with Nick Reap about this, is the reason why is most things that have armor piercing already have high strength. It's very uncommon to turn around and have something with low strength with armor piercing. I mean, spears, handguns, and that's really it that comes to my mind. Where he might be right, where taking armor piercing would be more beneficial, but till then, I'm still sticking with the strength, because to me, more things have higher strength, such as Gargantula, such as Feral Orcs first turn. I mean, it's more common to have that strength 5 or better. At least in my mind. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out. But at least in my mind. So he ended up getting first turn. Here's how the board looks. Sorry for the diagonal pick. In my list, I have a 6 aspirant knights with the banner of get some impact hits. Unit of peasants with sword and board. Another unit of peasant archers. And I've got 17, whatever the frenzy peasants are, with the reliquary. I've got a unit of fast cav. I've got, unfortunately, my ground knights aren't even on that. Let me go back 2 picks. I've got my unit of ground knights all the way in the back, and another unit's of Knights of the Realm with the BSB and another Duke. So my characters for this army, I'm very character heavy whenever I play Equitaine. I have so I maxed out my characters. I have 2 Dukes and a BSB, so a Paladin, and a Damsel. So that's it. But they are kitted out. The one's got the must challenge, must accept with the obsidian sword, and the other one has the blessed sword, natural of a 6, causes D3 plus wounds. So, and so that really is my list, and I like it. It works for me because with lethal strike and stuff like that, having to reroll, I don't want my guy to have that huge high strength. I want that lethal strike with those multiple wounds. So he has actually the potion of swiftness. So over here, as I said, he got first turn. He doesn't really move up. He moves his trolls, his gargantula, and the mangler squids, in it because he kind of had no choice there. He turns around, and I took the same picture twice, I believe. He got the +1 toughness spell on them. He turns around, he shot them. That little white devil there, that little bastage, if you anyone here remembers the movie Johnny Dangerously, has a shotgun on it that always hits on 4s, and because it's strength 4, it's going to wound me on 3s. And so he does 3 wounds there. He hits them with a Git launcher, killing 2 of them. And he got off to Temic Summons. Because he got off to Temic Summons, there's Betsy, part of my trebuchet, who is going to die turn 1. Why? Because he summons a beast that is random movement and has a breath weapon, T5. I definitely think Magic needs a little bit of boost. I just think Totemic Summons is a broken spell because you're bringing on a free unit. If Totemic Summons came on and lasted for 1 round, that'd be one thing, and then it disappeared. But it doesn't. It's a permanent, and you can't get rid of it. It's like you actually have to kill it, and then that one free thing, that free unit, can just wreak havoc. And it's not like a unit of skeletons that's raised that is a roadblock. That thing is a force to be. Actually, that going into a unit of zombies, that will tie up the unit of zombies pretty much for the rest of the game. You'll have to be very lucky to turn around and wound that because it's toughness 5, immune to psych. I don't know. That's my. I've got a few issues with that spell, not with the spell itself, but the fact that it has a breath weapon, the fact that it has such high strength and high toughness. For that, it should be something weak. So that comes on during his magic phase, his shooting phase, 6 inches of Betsy, and blows her up. So I lose my trebuchet first turn before it ever has a chance to do anything. So now it's Equitaine turn 1. And I do manage to turn around to clear that charge with the, even though they're T5, they're strength 6, they're frenzied, immune to psych on the charge. I have a nice juicy flank. So I go ahead and I hit the trolls there in the flank. And that's it. Otherwise, I simply move up. Now, the reason why I had my knights all the way backward because of his Git launchers and his shooting. But I still have no complaints about that because the ground knights are so expensive. And knight itself is so expensive. All a Git launcher has to do is kill 2 knights and it earns its points. Or 3 knights, it earns its points. So to me, there's a little... Cavalry is still overpriced for this game. I think we need to turn around and I think as game mechanics need to find a happy medium there. But, you know, I think Equitaine is still a very, very viable army. I think you can make a pure cav list. I've always done well-rounded lists. And I was not expecting a game in this evening that I played this, because we were odd men. We play in my house, but we were odd men. We had 5. We were originally supposed to have 7. So I turned around like, you know what? There's 5 of us. You guys get a game in. I'm going to sit down, work on my lists, and paint some models. And then, you know, he finished up with Brett quickly. And they're like, okay, sure, let's go ahead and get a game in. So I literally tried to put this together in about 15, 20 minutes, and this is what I came up with. I have not played Equitaine since 1.0, in which case I did win that tournament that I took them to. So I won overall. So let's see here. So again, just to say, like, even though I feel knights and cavalry in general are overcosted, I think Equitaine is definitely a very viable, very good, a very strong army, depending on how it's used. It definitely has some weak points. I'd be wrong to say otherwise, but it definitely has potential to do damage and give quite a good fight, especially considering how cheap peasants are. It's just a lot of us that had Equitaine had more cav. So over here, I had to do a dangerous terrain test. I failed. Of course, I lost a knight. He's like, Mark, you in terrain. It sucks. And again, I'm playing Pretty Boy up on the 9th Age boards. I'm Sir MC 2015. His name's Ryan. My name is Mark. And yeah, I just laughed at him like, yeah, I know. So I turn around. I've got 2, 4, 7 attacks, 3 impact hits, and then 3 strength 4s. Yeah, he's toughness 5, but, you know, I like my odds. I do nothing. Absolutely nothing to him. It's not that I didn't have a chance to wound him. I didn't hit him. It was like, oh, look, it's not even a lance. It's made out of foam. So he turns around, he does a reform, and I'm like, bye-bye. We're already into his turn. He turns around and gets Git Launcher, kills 3 of them. I think actually those were both his Git Launchers. Yeah, I don't know how yeah. And then I took a picture saying, oh, wait, it's his turn. And that should actually say turn 2, but oops on my part. So again, there's those 3. Oh, it's a Mangler Squid. So there's that turn 2 marker. So there's his movement. I moved back during my turn. I had moved up my peasants, my frenzy peasants, up by the water because I wanted him in the water because then he gets no ranks. And if he has no ranks, that means he's going to have to try wound me while I have the blessing up on that unit. And I'm going, I've got potential there because that's a really nasty unit. Even though they're only strength 3, I've got a lot of attacks in there. I can do some damage. And since I played them, I have not played them actually since 8th edition. I think I'm going to have to go back and give them another look because they're frenzied. They have hatred. You can give them a paired weapon. So now all of a sudden they're initiative 4. I like that. He got off another 2 Temic summons. But in order to get out that 2 Temic summons, he killed 1, 2, 3. He killed like 7 or 9 of his own models. And that because his caster is in with his feral orcs, which are there. His shotgun turns around and kills the final 2 mounted yeomen. And there's his breath weapon. There's a Git launcher. So I lost 3. It's just not looking too pretty. His trolls turn around and eat those 3 remaining knights. So now it's Equitaine's turn 2. So I had them turn around and step onto the Mangler Squid. So I count as I have monstrous ranks, therefore it's monstrous ranks. All I need is 3 models, I believe, and then for distribution of shooting, because that's what it counts as, he kills my remaining 3 knights of the unit. That leaves me the 2 models to count as a unit themselves. I did one mistake here. I should have separated the two characters at that point. Actually, I should have taken them out and then had the knights turn around and go in. And there's a lot of this. Yeah, this was definitely a mistake on my part. Now that I'm looking at it, I should have done so many different things there. Definitely moving the knights onto that, sacrificing the knights was definitely the right move. But I could have done something else. He rolled like 16 wounds, so I'm glad I didn't throw a character at it. That's it. So I moved up, and now it's his turn. I turn around. I got 2 wounds from my archers onto his Git launcher. Go archers! They were angry peasants. So now it's Orcs/Goblins turn 3, and you're going to start finding that some pictures are missing. As a matter of fact, some pictures were already missing. My phone died. I use my iPhone for these pictures, and because I use it also to play music while we're gaming in my basement. As a matter of fact, there's Chris and Dan playing on that table over there. So it died. I'm like, sucks. Over there, this is his turn. He charged in with the trolls. He charged in with the Gargantula, all into the unit of Peasant Fanatics with the Reliquary. And let's see, that's it. Moves everything up. He charged in with his 2 Totemic Summons and his Pac-Man into the 2 characters that were touching each other. That was my mistake. Should have separated the 2 characters. As it is, he's going to end up. He ends up eating the 2. He doesn't end up eating. It's just he wins the combat, and I failed my break test because he had the rear, he had the flank, and all I had was and he did 2 wounds to me, and I think I did 1 or 2 wounds to him and a banner. So I still lost by 3 and failed. He ran me down. I ran 2 or 3 inches. He ran me down with actually no, I got away from Pac-Man to Totemic Summons because it has the whatever rule it has where it's random movement, because it's random movement. It's random movement 3d6, where Swift Stride, hey, it's 2d6, drop the lows. Random movement is you just move the 3d6. So to me, it's too good. Just you're going to typically catch anything that a random movement is going to get in combat with, because where your opponents will typically drop a die or be 2 dice, random movements is going to be a lot of random movements are 3 dice. So that's my soapbox for the day. It's just random movement itself. And again, the spell itself, I've already said my gripe, but random movement, that's something that definitely in my mind needs to be addressed for all the armies. So let's see. My peasants turn around and charge the orcs during my turn. And if you notice, let me go back. So he charged there during my turn. This is right where my phone died. He kills almost all of my peasants. All I have left is Reliquary. Well, the Reliquary is stubborn. Stubborn leadership 9 because the general's right there. And so I end up sticking. I take my Grail Knights and charge into his big block over there of the feral orcs. And lo and behold, I blew up his orcs. So it's funny because I just watched the battle report from Skaven and AZ. If you're not on his channel, I strongly recommend it. He didn't realize how brutal KoE characters can be, and they can be very brutal, especially the Duke that has the blessed sword with that virtue of renown, I think it is, that allows him to reroll his failed to wounds, and he's weapon. My guy's the Grail Knight, so he's weapon skill 7. He's hitting on 3s, and lethal causes on a roll of a 6 causes lethal strike, and then does D3 plus 1 wounds. I rolled 2 6s to wound. He only made 1 of his ward saves, and he had to roll that ward save twice to make it. Had both gone through, I would have killed his general outright. As it stood, because of that, he was able to put 2 wounds on my general, but my general was still fighting strong. Had no complaints there. So very happy with that. And that was it. But because I overran, I was expecting to be either much further away or off the board, and I was rolling horrible for that. I ran 4 inches, so that allowed him to turn around and get a rear charge with the Gargantula. His trolls were stupid, and he gets a flank charge in with Sparky over there, the Pac-Man. So during his turn 4, and wait a minute, my peasants won that combat. I lost a total of 3 peasants in that combat, and I forget how many orcs he lost, but he turned around, ran away, and he does rally him next turn, but we were just laughing at the fact that the peasants turned around and killed his orcs. Over here, so here's that combat where he charged in. So again, his trolls were stupid. Gargantula, because of the trolls, could only clip me, and that was it. I end up killing I challenge out with my general and kill Pac-Man with 1 blow for the same reason I just explained. And I put 1 wound on his Gargantula, so I stick. But I fail my because my BSB's gone. What tests did I fail? The reform test. So he stays there clipping me. And the next turn, his trolls are stupid again. He gets in there with 2 Temic summons. And I forgot one thing is you're allowed to turn around and do a make way as long as you stay in the same frontage. My general could have gone over to the right side and killed the 2 Temic summons. And I failed to do that, and I was an idiot for that. But he fails to wound me during my combat phase. And we did just a total recap. We're like, okay, I'm down by 5, but I was steadfast, and I forgot that I was steadfast. So over here, I charge into his orcs again after they had rallied, and not only do I win combat, they break, I run them down, and it puts me into his Git launcher. And then I destroy his Git launcher, and there's that. But because we misplayed the Grail Knights, I forgot they were immune to Psych, and that I just totally botched the Steadfast rule. Because again, I wasn't planning on playing a game, and by the time we're finishing this up, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, our time. So our minds are gone. I'd already been at work since 7:30 in the morning. So end of the day, Orcs and Goblins, solid victory, if not a massacre to Ryan. And really no complaints for Equitaine. I don't think I had the most optimal list, and I definitely made some clear mistakes, but I was very happy with what Ryan did on how he performed. I was very impressed with my peasants. I definitely think Sword and Board's way to go. I liked the Peasant Fanatics with the Reliquary. And of course, Ground Knights are Ground Knights. I just think I had too many expensive tools, so I wanted to try out that Reliquary to see how that works. I think if you do the Peasant's Reliquary with the Fanatics, I'm not sure it's pricey, in which case you need to go with an infantry-based army, versus if you go a couple rinky-dink units of peasants and then maybe have a Reliquary in there. That could be a very viable option, because now all of a sudden you got 3 units of peasants that would have the ward save, and then you can still have your knights bouncing around, and because they're peasants, Sword and Board, it could be really difficult to turn around and deal with.
Search term something.
It's okay. And sorry about that. My daughter's playing on my phone. So let's see here. So let's see. MVPs for this game. Gargantula, definitely. Because again, it was those stomps. It wasn't him hitting me and wounding me from his attacks. It was his stomps from the Gargantula. I mean, he rolled 6s twice. But it was the Gargantula and the stomps from the Trolls. And then the Totemic Summons. the summons turned around and killed my trebuchet turn 1. Helped break two of my knights. So yeah, to me, totemic summons. So again, I like the idea and the fluff of the spell. They're just what is summon is just a little too strong. And that's it for the Kingdom of Equitaine. Duke Breslin. For those who know me, is I've been calling my main general that Breslin since I started. We did a campaign, and it was a storyline campaign. It was all pure fluff, and it just stuck. I've been using that since like 5th edition. And the Grail Knights, I was very happy with how the Grail Knights performed. It was the first time I've ever used them, and they performed the way I remembered, the way I expected them to. And he's like, I didn't expect your Grail Knights to do 7 wounds. Well, I had 7 Grail Knights there when I charged in, so that was 14 attacks, hitting on 3, so what would that have been? Failing 1s and 2s, so a third of 14. So about 4, and then they all wounded. So yeah, I'd say that's probably close to average. And what I'm going to say is, you roll average, you're going to win the game. But again, very happy with the Ground Knights. Very happy with my Dukes. The way that both of the Dukes perform, so they are keepers. Still need to toy with some rest of the list, and that's it. So until next time, and happy gaming.